Alright, there it goes. It's finally picking up. Alright. Sorry about that. Alrighty. Let's get into it. I'm Tilter, this is Slay the Princess. Oh, we're gonna go ahead and start up a new game real quick. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Oh, giddy.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Not the world. Oh, we got a few options here. Explore the end of the world? What are you talking about? Have you considered maybe the only reason why she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing the princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can't somebody else do this? Forget it. I'm not doing it. Have you considered maybe that I'm okay with the world ending? Yeah, I kind of like that one. Kind of like that one. Explore. Do I get some sort of reward for doing this? Okay. Thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet. I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva Revolution. Sound like continue to the cabin, turn around and leave. Oh, I'm gonna click this one.
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Maybe I do.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those.
I don't think nihilists care about the world ending. I kind of consider myself to be a nihilist. I don't. Pretty sure that's not a thing. I just realized you can't see my cursor. It's actually like a little hook finger. In the world, what are you talking about? Have you considered? These look like all the same ones. Let's do that one.
You're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
I mean, you could.
Does it?
Seems kind of bad though, don't
You're a
it?
monarchist. Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Yeah, but you're forgetting the fact that killing is generally wrong. Unless, you know, it's warranted. But okay. Do I at least get paid for this?
But you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Oh. Alright. Can you tell me what can you tell me what my prize is going to be for doing a good job?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
I don't know, man. I play video games.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
I mean, I don't have to.
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
That kind of seems like a big ass there. I don't really like the fact that you're relying on me.
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Alright. Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her. And if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committed to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed.
Doomed, I say.
Sure, go.
Doomed.
See how that turns out for all of us.
I don't know.
Make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
So I just got through watching Markiplier's first video of it, and he got to an ending that showed me who the narrator and what's her name, the princess's voice actor is, and I've known them both from the horror story podcast they're part of.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Save, slay. I mean, sometimes they're one and the same, right? You just gotta practice your stabbing a little bit.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
You could. You don't know that. Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
So, before I go any further, I just want to go ahead and finish my thought, because I kind of trail off on that. The princess is voiced by Nicole Goodnight, and she does a bunch of stories on the No Sleep podcast. That's where I recognized her voice from when I was listening to it earlier. And I believe the narrator was Jonathan Smith. I want to say, if I remember correctly, there was a podcast called The Rusty Quill, and it's pretty good. I need to go back and see if they've updated any more. So I know they had finished up the story that they were doing at one point, and I wasn't sure if they had any more new creative stuff they were putting out.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Gotta stab him.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Just in case anybody's actually watching right now, every time the scene moves, it's because I'm wiggling my mouse. I set it up to not capture the pointer when I was doing this stuff, because just seeing a pointer on there bothers people sometimes. I probably should have done that. But yeah, if you see it start doing this wiggle thing like that, it's because I'm jiggling the mouse. Enter the basement. Gotta stab somebody.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
I mean, you don't gotta talk shit about somebody's house, though. Maybe she likes it here. Maybe it's cozy on the inside, and you can't really tell from walking down this.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Hello?
Who's there?
How you doing?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
I mean, it's technically her house, so
Don't
yeah.
be fooled. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi. Just checking in on you. Hey, I think I'm here to kill you. I'm not sure. Continue downstairs. Whoop.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
Maybe. You don't know.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
Good.
There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Oh, okay, cool. My mic is recording.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Yes.
Focus
Maybe,
on the
I don't know.
task at hand.
We'll find out.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I mean, I didn't intend to. What? No way. Oh, would you think that? Yeah, okay. You caught me. I'm here to slay you. No. No. I haven't decided yet. I'm just here to talk. Still your nerves and step forward. Haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Drop it or tighten your grip. Well, I need to keep it just in case I do decide to
Hold the
stab her.
trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
Hey, I'm just saying. I've heard some of the stuff on the podcast. Right? There's good reason to be scared of you.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Yeah, tighten that grip.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
I'm sorry. You obviously haven't watched Futurama. I need to practice my stabbing.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Or
She's
I
armed.
could just,
If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
I could just stab you. So, what if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us? Are you sure she's not armed? I'm sorry, can we just talk? I'm not dropping the blade. Drop the blade, slay the princess. Are you sure she's not armed?
Positive. I'm not. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. If she has a weapon, she'll have to draw it before she can use it.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other? Then I'm not talking to you.
Alright, fine, I guess we're at an impasse. Squint at the princess while holding the blade. Drop the blade or slay. Guess we're at an
We
impasse.
are.
For the love of everything, just slay her already. Or drop the blade. Do something.
Are you sure you don't want to just talk? Same options as before.
Yeah, I'm sure.
For goodness sake, the two of you can't just stand around like this forever. Eventually, something is going to give, and I highly recommend that you be the one to take the initiative here.
I'm sorry. I could sit around all day if I damn well choose. Do. Do I want to drop the blade or kill her? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm curious, because I've seen what happens if you stab her.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Maybe.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the
What?
princess face to face, unarmed.
What? Why would I move forward after dropping a weapon?
We'll be fine.
I doubt it.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
I mean, I'm sure there's worse. Yeah, it's pretty awkward. A relationship? Are you coming on to me? Well, I know which one I'm picking, but let's see what the other ones are here. How about I get you out of here? I'm here because you're supposed to end the world. There are people who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that? Boop.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Alrighty. 1, 2, and 3 are the same. New ones. What's your name? How long have you been down here? Do you know why I'm here to kill you? Okay, we talked enough. What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
I'm gonna dress you as a stabby doll
Note the lack of
or
detail.
a pincushion.
You can't trust her.
Alright, how long have you been down here?
Too long.
That's not an answer.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Do you know why I'm here to kill you? You apparently gonna end the world. I know what I've been told, whether or not I believe it is entirely different. Whether or not I believe it is an entirely different matter. I can lie and say no. I could remain silent. Boom. Let's take
you're
number
not going to
2.
share. How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk. But this isn't talking.
Well, maybe you become forthcoming yourself. Because, you know, I've been asking you questions. Let's choose number 3 here. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that?
Don't just tell her that.
Why not?
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster?
You'd have to define monster at this point.
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Listen, whatever people do in their spare time is their business. What are you gonna do if I let you out of here? I've been told enough. I was hoping you'd tell me. No, but I'm sure they have their reasons for keeping that information secret from me. No, if I'm being honest, I'm more inclined to trust you than I am inclined to trust them. Remain silent. What's that?
Princess hesitates
Number 1.
before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Should probably save me more, but oh well.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful. At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
Alright, I'll go ahead and say before I have to make a decision of letting her go or stabbing her.
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
I mean, you're not
She
wrong.
has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust.
Yeah, it's usually called faith, and people get killed for that.
So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
How about I get you out of here? Okay, we've talked enough.
You can't. Don't.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Ooh.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade.
Do I get to do a bit of good old dismemberment?
She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting.
She might be. Cut it off at the wrist.
She is. I'm sure of it.
That's a bunch. It's just a bunch of little bones there, and joints and tendons and ligaments. Be easy to do that.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
All right. First save. Huh. Let's do this right there so I can do one of each if I want to. See, the real question is right now whether or not I want to stab her, let her go, or keep her down here but alive. That's a question. I mean, I could just go 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, yada yada. Let's see. I want to stab her, let her go. Go stab her.
Princess, blade in hand, but unfortunately your earlier suspicions proved correct. A blade of her own slips down her sleeve and catches you in the neck.
No, my neck.
Blood sprays from the cut, your severed carotid artery painting the princess with strokes of red. You'd better finish your task quickly.
All right. Do I want to die or do I want to finish the job? Let's die.
Serious?
Hey, I just got stabbed in the neck, all right?
Bleeding your neck is too much for you to bear. You collapse to the floor of the basement, rapidly bleeding out.
Yeah.
The princess stands over you with an intense curiosity as you fade away.
Oops.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Yeah. I died. Ooh.
You're on a path in the woods, and And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Okay, hold on.
If you
Well, we'll put this one right there. That way. And let's go back to the. And see what happens if I finish the job.
With the last bit of your will, you press forward, sinking the blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh,
Oh. Well, shit. I didn't realize you were gonna stab me. I thought you dropped it.
The two of you collapse on the floor together, rapidly bleeding out.
Just. Oh. Oh no. You stabbed me like you said you were going to. Well, I didn't say I was going to, but I made it clear I was ready to.
somehow I thought this would turn out a little differently. But I wonder,
It technically did.
do you really think that this was enough to stop me?
It's like
I mean-
convinced she can't die.
The answer is no, but
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
ooh, I die. All right, so both those lead to the razor.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And you're here to slay her.
I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Wait, hasn't this happened? Wait, hasn't this already happened? Okay, no. But I died. What's going? What am I doing here? She's gonna kill me again. But I've already slew the princess. Sure. She also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again? Alright, we're gonna... We go to Q. Oh, that's quick saves, huh? Okay. I'm gonna put that one there. Okay. So... Get... Oop, hold on. Go load. I guess I can't... go back and do it again. I'll just have to remember which one's which. Alright. Let's hold this one. Go ahead and see what happens if I get her out.
Kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Or I could just cut your hand off, because that's easier.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas? Besides me cutting you out of here? I'm going to go check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there. If not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free. Alright, let's do that one.
I'll be here.
Not like you have a choice.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Hey, let me out of here. Try the door. Let's try the door.
Try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. Your shouts and pleas are met. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the prince.
Yeah, okay. Return downstairs.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her, like easier for her, easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yep.
Knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Alright. Put you there. Turn. Let's save her.
Against your better judgment, you place the
Why are
blade
you-
against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
Why are you cutting it there, though? Do it at the wrist. You're cutting through 2 bones right there and a bunch of flesh and tendons. You can just cut it at the joint and be done with it. That... Not to mention the fact that I have bird hand, like I'm a harpy or something like that. It's weird. Maybe I'm a hag or something like that. Who knows?
You cut into her flesh.
Yeah.
The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone. And she pulls
Jesus.
the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
Those eyes, though. Like, seriously, though, why wouldn't you just cut it through the wrist?
She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
We won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world.
I mean, I can.
I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
I mean, just look at all the options. I mean, we could slay her, or slay her again. We could slay her, warn her, slay her. Let's warn her.
I thought this was a little too...
Woo!
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
And I am the player. I have agency. Stop taking it from me. Once again, all the choices. Slayer, slayer, slay, 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 resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
Ta-da. Ta-da. I'm moving it.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Does this take me to the razor too? The prisoner. Ooh. This one's different.
You're on a path in the woods.
So let's put you here. I want to load this one. I want to save you over here. Onto this. I can change the names of these save files. Do that. And we'll do this. I can't spell. And we'll go to this one and we'll see the last one.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Alright. I made my choice. I'm locking her in the basement.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here.
It's not about winning.
To take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
It's about doing what's neutral.
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back to the...
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains. She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job.
They're not wrong. No, we're sticking to the plan. I'm locking her down here. Oh, that's a relief. I was afraid I'd already committed to not slaying her. Oh. Oh no. Okay. Let's do it on that. Let's finish up this one and then we'll reload and check out what the difference is on that one. If there is one, we'll see which one it leads us to, the prisoner or
Locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with a heavy
the
wooden
razor.
that's held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out?
Something tells me she could have done that at any point.
It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. Huh? It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forget it.
Oh no, never forgive it. No!
You won't know that enemy late tonight.
Are you an eldritch horror?
It's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
Throw me all you want. It does make it easy. All it does is ease my guilty conscience. So, all of that was just an act, wasn't it? You're not really innocent or harmless. You're not even a princess. You're a monster. Ignore her and go to sleep. Okay. So this one leads to this. So Regardless, we'll save over this. Because I gotta go back and check that one right there. Let's go ahead and load and see what happens if we just go ahead and do that. And then we'll come back to this line.
It's never too late to do the right thing. Now hurry. You charge the princess, blade in hand, but unfortunately your earlier suspicion blood spread.
Good job.
Oh. So do you...
It's like you don't have time to...
Okay, so the other one just leads to... Just leads back to the razor path. Yeah, we'll load this one. 1, 2, or 3. Let's go with 1.
Aren't threats. These are promises. Sooner or later, you're going to have to sleep, and I'll make sure you never see the light of day.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
She pounding her head against it?
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
Or you
She
didn't.
steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time, but we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends.
Man, it could be.
I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Alright. And that's a new one, the nightmare.
You're on a path.
Page 2, 3, 4. Can't type. Save my life. See if any of these other ones lead to anything.
I could be innocent and harmless, if I want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess...
So we're back to the nightmare. Okay.
Just ignore her. Maybe the banging and wailing... You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can, and you jolt away. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that.
Okay, so that all takes me back to the nightmare line. Okay. So I've done all this. Oh, I only have an 8. Oh no, I have more. Okay, it just doesn't show up at the bottom. Okay. So let's go down the razor line. Oh, did I?
You're on a path. You're here.
Oh, dang it. Yeah.
Oh, somehow do you...
It's like, but you don't have time to worry over such things.
There we go.
You're on a path.
Yes, I'm sure. Yes. Return.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I've read all these already, so we're gonna hit her with this.
I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time.
That is a lie, and I know it.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us
Ooh.
again.
Voice of the cheated.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. When we asked you if you were sure she didn't have a weapon on her, you said you were positive she didn't. But it turns out she did, because when we charged her, she started stabbing us to death.
To death. Death.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
Explorer. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all this really... Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. We did exactly what you said. Sounds to me like you probably had some kind of elaborate nightmare, in which case I shouldn't be held accountable for what supposedly happened. But congratulations, you've been given a chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We stabbed the princess stabbed us, and now everyone's right back to where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
Screw this. Who cares what happened to everyone else? She's not going to play fair, so we should do what we can to save ourselves and just get out of here.
At least you know not to trust her, but you do realize that everything and everyone includes you, right?
If you turn around and leave, you're dooming yourself as well as everyone else.
She just caught us by surprise last time. She can't do that twice. So long as we're careful, we can win this.
That's the spirit. Just keep that stiff upper lip. You'll save the world in no time at all.
Stiff upper lip. Jolly good, sir. Explore. Let's talk to this princess.
Just be quick about it.
Yeah. We killed each other last time around. How can I make sure that doesn't happen again? All she did last time around was stab me to death. How can someone like that end the world? Who locked her in the basement? What is this place? Never mind.
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
I'll do what I want. If people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special.
Special.
You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Oh, special.
Of course you're
Special.
Why else would you be here? If anyone's special here, it's her. That was a nasty trick she pulled on us.
You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. You didn't tell us about her knife last time, though.
I mean, that's right. You didn't.
That's because she's unarmed. And more than that, it's because there wasn't a last time. She just can. But she's still only a princess. You're fully up to the task you've been given, so long as you remember that. Like I
And
said,
the last
if she
one.
killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world. Oh, and don't get stabbed while you're at it.
That's all.
Right, now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and pop that down there. Then we're gonna go back. To here. Wait, okay, if I...
You charge the princess, blade.
Okay, so it's just gonna give me that again. Oh, I have to start all the way over because I didn't do it. Okay. So there's another line where if you just go in straight away and just, you know, slay the princess from the get-go, that you get. So I may jump back and do that real quick, just to have that other line ready to go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. We'll get back to this.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? Oh,
Oh.
this is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
Alright, let's slow it down here because this is stuff we actually haven't seen yet.
Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it?
She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Of course it is. She's dead. I'm not sure. I feel like she has some type of trick up her sleeve. Of course not. That was too easy.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Yeah, leave.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
Doom, I say,
A world
doom!
saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
That's bullshit. Let me out of here. Oh, okay. I was kind of hoping I get a better ending for saving the world.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This is the beginning of eternity. Your reward.
That seems like a fresh hell.
This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
I do not.
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier. Psst. Hey, we're not just going to stay here forever, right?
So, as I mentioned earlier, I have seen Markiplier's first video of this, and I know if I stay here, it does kind of come to an ending. But I don't know if I want to put that up there. So we'll go ahead and save here. Go back to it, and then we'll show it, and then we'll go on to the actual next route. Okay, maybe I'm not happy, and I'm not just saying that because you're the last person I've talked to. No, we're happy, I'm sure of it.
Well, if you ever change your mind, just let me know, I guess. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please, shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here. The little voices, please, fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
You did it. You did it. You saved everyone. The good ending. I might have to blur that, actually, thinking about it. I don't know. We'll see. Yay. See, right there. Those two. Not aware of the others, but I'm sure they're great. Thanks so much for playing. As an expression of our gratitude, here's the track order of a special playlist just for you. If you would like to take a screenshot, you can hide the UI by hitting H. And then we have a bunch of other stuff we can do over here. Alright, I clicked make a playlist. Okay. We're just going to return to the main menu. Okay. Load game. Alright. Hell no, do you have any idea how to get the heck out of here?
But you're the blade. We can use the blade to get out of this.
Alright.
I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero.
He's right. It's the only way out.
Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end.
The issue is, eternal nothingness is not happiness.
There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
Wouldn't using the blade, kill us? Wouldn't we be dead? Anything to get out of this hell? You're right, I didn't like that idea. I'm just gonna sit around and do nothing, at least for a little while longer.
How astute.
Play number one.
Absolutely correct. Using the blade to kill yourself would kill you, and you shouldn't do it. In a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's just the same thing, constantly, forever. I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work.
I want to know why the voice of the hero knows
That
this.
little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy.
You'd better be right about this. I'll be pretty upset if we die. I'm not risking death over your weird hunch. Anything to get out of this hell. And the last two are the same thing right there. Go number one.
Die? You can yell at me all you want.
Okay.
I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate? Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
You too, John. You too.
You're on a path
Chapter 2,
in the woods.
The Spectre. So the prison, nightmare. Oh. That's I'm gonna get so much shit for not knowing how to spell it because I just saw it. Give me a second. It's gonna bug me if I don't spell it right. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, so Spectre route. Spectre line. Razor line. Prisoner line, and the Nightmare line. Let's go back to the Razor line. And I want to follow this for a little bit until I decide to call it. I've been going for 1 hour and 17 minutes. I'll call it after 2 hours. We're going to proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Ooh, okay. I just thought about it. I may need to go back and do another new game to see what happens if I turn around and leave. I didn't think about that, so that's gonna be fun.
It couldn't be more on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you.
We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful. Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. The whole cabin's different. The whole cabin's different than last time. Approach the mirror, take the blade, enter the basement.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
Can you two stop arguing? It's stressful enough in here without all of this extra noise.
I care about whether I'm being lied to. I care. I want to look at myself. I want to see how handsome I am. You're right, it doesn't matter. Remain silent or approach the mirror.
As do I.
I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
So cabin's different. Is it different than last time?
Very different.
Very.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago. Now it's gone. Yet another thing in here playing tricks on us. I hate this place.
Okay. I'm gonna pop this here because there's two choices. I'm curious if I take the blade or if I don't take the blade, if it's different. So I'm gonna take the blade the first time and then we'll come back through and check to see if it's any different.
It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. It feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands. Let's make her hurt for what she's done to us.
Yeah. Stab him.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall.
Alrighty, I am going to take a break for a second, top off my water and walk around. I'll be back in like 5 minutes probably. So until then, I will see y'all in a moment. Alright, and we are back. I got my water, did some walking. Okay, like I said, we'll see how far this goes down, and I'll probably call it in about 30 minutes so I can go to bed. Ooh. Like I said, I also intend to put this on YouTube and break it up into parts, into routes or lines or whatever you prefer. So if for some reason somebody's watching and they find my channel later on, I can make it easier to follow each one. And I need to turn off that music. I forgot about that. Oop, there we go. Alrighty, let's get down here.
Seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
That's right, scraping. I told you she has something, I told you.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with that voice.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
Is this the one where she's gone crazy?
As you descend the final step,
What the hell?
the princess comes.
Alright,
you,
cool.
Her sharp eyes following you from across the room.
It looks like we got some liminal space nonsense going on here.
If she remembers us.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
If I come close to you, you're just gonna stab me, aren't you? Do you remember what happened last time? I know you have a knife. I'll let you out of here if you drop it. I'd like to trust you, but you're being so suspicious right now. Can we just talk things through? I don't have the key. We killed each other last time. I'd rather not do that again. Look, I know you're mad at me, but I think we both just need to let bygones be bygones. Oh, there's so many choices. What happened after you died last time? What if we're both honest with each other? I was in here to stop you from ending the world, and you slashed my throat this time. No one has to die. Okay. What are you going to do if I let you out? Jesus Christ. Oh, there's so much more. Okay, fine. I'm coming closer to free you. You better not try anything. Approach the princess. Yeah, I'm not trusting this. Bye. Turn and leave. Screw it. Slay the princess. Let's see if the dialogue changes if we go back and just...
Are we really doing this without a weapon? You know she has one, right?
Once again, I'd like to remind you that she's unarmed. But you're right, this would be a lot easier if you had the blade. I hope you know what you're doing.
I'm curious to see if anything changes if I don't have it.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it.
That's right, scraping. I told you.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with that voice.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room. I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
Exactly. She sounds threatening because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here.
So it leaves off the part about having a weapon.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
Alright, looks like these are all the same here. Except for this last one. I'll be right back. I left something upstairs. Go retrieve the knife upstairs. Okay. So I wonder if either choice leads to the same ending. So we'll stick with this one and I'll swap back to the other line if I need to. So Oscar, do you remember what happened last time?
Last time? If somebody came into my house and tried to kill me and I cut his neck open and then he stabbed me in the heart and we both died looking in each other's eyes, well, surely I would remember that.
So yes, you do.
Don't remember it, so it must not have happened.
She got sweat lines showing up.
There you go again, talking up delusions about a past life experience that clearly didn't happen. Ugh, it's like the two of you are working together on this. Aren't you listening to her? She's obviously lying through her teeth.
I'm terrible at spotting lies, and even I can tell something's up here. We can't be the only ones that looped back to the start. Someone else has to remember, right?
Hopefully.
Something is obviously up, and we can all tell that she's lying. The thing she's lying about is how dangerous she is, not dimension hopping or time travel or whatever it is you think you're doing.
Clearly what it is I'm not going to finish that thought because I can't remember most of it. There's a theory out there that you live on forever. You just transfer from one reality to another, to a different universe throughout a multiverse, living on forever, growing consistently older over time, regardless of how you die on a previous life. So it might be something like that. Same. Okay. Alright, these looks all the same, except for this one. But that's exactly what happened. So you do remember.
Would I just lie?
Yes.
Would I just lie to your face and tell you a thing I remembered happening didn't happen just so I could stab you again?
Yes.
I mean, just so I could stab you for the first time.
Once again, yes.
Ha! She slipped up there. She said again, and her taking it back doesn't count.
Indeed.
Do you hear how deranged you sound right now? Please stop dawdling. This is only going to end with violence. Postponing the inevitable is only going to make it worse for you when it actually happens.
I don't have a weapon. Isn't it a sign of goodwill?
Yes!
That's something different.
Yes, of course. Haven't you seen that I've only been nice to you since you got here?
Oh yeah, clearly.
Has she?
Her words have been fine, but her general attitude's been weird and extremely suspicious. And I think that's what really counts. This shouldn't even be a question. She absolutely has not been nice to you.
Let's use this one right here.
That doesn't sound like me.
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her.
She absolutely is. She's going to stab me in the
Certainly
throat.
feels threatening. Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it. But you know who has the capacity to quickly arm himself? You do. So stop second-guessing yourself, go upstairs, take the blade, and do your job.
I want to see what happens if I don't.
Nervous. All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
Alright, let's just go from the top down and see what happens. See what changes.
What? No! No! I wouldn't stab you. I am just a sweet, innocent princess trapped here for no reason. And you are a brave knight who's supposed to walk up to, not stabbing distance to help me.
Not stabbing distance. Just let's be clear. Let's be clear here. If I can speak properly. Not stabbing distance.
How many more times does she have to vaguely threaten you before you finally decide you're ready to deal with her?
As many times as I feel
We're
like.
still figuring out our angle. We don't have the luxury of watching this from a distance. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think I'm in a position of luxury right now?
Kinda.
Acting like you are. My entire world is at risk.
It's not that big of a deal.
Behave with a little more humility. A bit of self-deprecation would go a long way. No, I have my dignity.
That's
Fine.
all you have.
I will continue to treat you exactly how you deserve to be treated.
A knife? What are you talking about? I don't have a knife. Where would I keep a knife?
Jesus. This line. It's like, no, I would never stab. Never stab you.
And why would I stab you to death? I don't know you. You haven't given me a reason to stab you to death. It would be so silly of me to cut you open and look at your insides.
Ma'am, have you heard of a game called Borderlands? Think you'd fit in well there.
Okay, I could have sworn we didn't mention stabbing anyone to death. Sounds like she's really out for blood. Fortunately for you, she isn't armed.
She absolutely is. We know she is. Prove it, then. Prove that you do not have a knife.
It would be so much easier to prove that I do have a sharp object. I could just show it to you, but I don't have one, so I can't.
The princess smiles as she pulls her hands from behind her back.
But look at this! Hands! Hands that don't have anything in them to stab you with!
Jazz hands! Jazz hands!
Her smile stretches into an even wider grin as she shakes her sleeves.
And empty sleeves, too! Look at how few stabbing implements I have. It's practically zero.
Practically zero. Which means the number is not zero.
I've shown you all of my hiding spots. What kind of princess do you think I am? I would never hide something sharp somewhere secret. Wait, that sounds like I'm lying, but I'm actually not. My secret zones are for me, only they have nothing to do with you or my intention to not stab you to death the second you get close to me.
Her smile drops for a moment, her expression sharp and flat.
I assure you, there's nothing hidden there.
I'm inclined to believe her on that one. She seems serious.
I would hope nothing's hidden there. I mean, you could if you took precautions, but let's hope
Of course,
not.
but that doesn't mean that she doesn't have something hidden somewhere. We know for a fact she's armed.
It's in her waistline. It's in the waistline. So suspicious right
So
now.
rude of you, passing judgments on strangers you've never met just because they're different from you. How would you like it if I did that, huh?
Mm.
Silly little Birdface thinks he's so serious coming down here, but doesn't know anything. He doesn't even have a knife for stabbing.
Birdface.
I bet you didn't like that, did you? I bet you didn't like being judged for no reason.
I think I've said my piece at this point.
I think we all have. But if you want to keep exhausting your questions, it beats getting stabbed to death.
I fully intend to exhaust my questions, because there is a chunk of them.
But we don't have anything to talk through. We're strangers and this place is cramped and annoying and you should just come over here and let me out.
I don't want to really. I just...
Okay, I'm bored now.
All right.
She's bored? That's absurd. She doesn't get to be bored. Not in a way that matters. She's a prisoner. She's... Shit. In a sudden burst of movement, the princess leaps towards you, a blade erupting from her free arm, her wrist limp and empty from the violent expulsion. Huh. So I guess she did have a knife of her own after all.
It's like, she can't be. She's a shit. Just shit.
How conciliatory of you. We appreciate it, really. Now what are we going to do?
At least we're safe here. She's still in chains. And those chains stop her from continuing her advance, at least for a moment. She looks down at them with something between annoyance and confusion.
She's gonna cut her arm off. I guarantee it.
And then
Yep, there it goes.
slices through her arm.
Once again, at the wrist, people. Cut it at the wrist.
Okay, maybe we aren't safe here. She doesn't even hesitate before darting towards you with a terrifying speed you can't hope to outpace.
I'm going to do all this just to see if this happens if I have a knife.
That won't stop us from trying. Run, 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 run.
You sprint for the stairs, but I wasn't exaggerating when I said she was running at you with a terrifying speed you couldn't hope to outpace. We don't make it, do we? No. You feel her blade in your back before you make it to the first stair.
I'm going to kill you now.
Well, I figured. I mean, you quite literally spawned a blade out of your own arm, cut off your other arm, and chased me down. What else would you choose to do to me?
And with a squelch, she does just that.
At least it's quick.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 3, No Way Out. Alright.
You're on a path in the woods.
No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin.
Gotta adjust the name of this now. Work fingers. Come on now. Okay. Save right there. Go back to the main menu. And I'm going to call it for tonight. This game is ridiculous. I love the narrator. I love the princess's voice actor. I love hearing it. I'll be back fairly soon to do more of it. Like I said, I will be doing over to YouTube, posting the VODs after I edit everything, splitting up the routes, doing whatever I need to. And then we'll go from there and we'll start back up and we'll see if we can finish the first route that I found, the Razor route. And we'll go from there. So to anybody who's been watching and lurking and whatnot, thank you. Anybody who's showed up, thank you. I will catch you in the next broadcast. And I will see you then. Good night. Oh, what the? Hold on. Okay. Well then. All right.